Good evening, all the invitees, guests, and delegates from various universities across the country. It is my proud privilege to welcome all the guests, dignitaries, and today's chief guest. Now I welcome today's president of the function and local secretary, Puducherry World History Congress, Professor E. Sudharani Garu, and registrar in charge, Dr. B. R. Ambedkar University. Now I welcome Professor E. Sudharani Garu, kindly come on to the stage and occupy the chair, madam. It is my proud privilege to welcome today's chief guest, Professor Rajendran sir, former Vice Chancellor, Alagappa University, Karaikudi, Tamil Nadu. Kindly come on to the stage and occupy the chair, sir. Please, sir. Also, I welcome today's guest of honor, Professor Rohit Dasnayaka, Peradeniya University, Sri Lanka. Once again, welcome you, sir. Kindly come on to the stage. It is my proud privilege to welcome Professor C. Channa Reddy Garu, former Director, Archaeology and Museums, Hyderabad. Edgewell, Andhra Pradesh State. It is my proud privilege to welcome Dr. Sandeep K. Dasari, General Secretary, Puducherry World History Congress and hero of the Congress. Hero. Now I welcome Professor Badam Srinivas Garu, Professor, Department of History and Dean Faculty of Social Sciences. Okay. Also, I welcome Dr. G. Dayagar Garu, Head History, Department of History, Dr. B. R. Ambedkar University. Kindly come on to the stage and occupy the chair, sir. Now I invite Sri K. Yadagiri Garu, kindly present a sapling to today's chief guest, Professor N. Rajendran, sir. Nice. Thank you. Also, I invite Dr. Leelavati Garu, Dr. B. Leelavati Garu, kindly present a sapling to our president of the function, Professor E. Sudharani, madam. Now I invite Ms. Shweta, kindly present a sapling to Professor Rohit Dasnayaka, sir.
Way of taking a risk.
Yeah. I also invite Dr. Priya Lakshmi Garu, kindly present a sapling to Professor C. Channa Reddy Garu. C. Now I invite Dr. Anuradha Garu, kindly present a sapling to Dr. Sandeep K. Dasari Garu.
Okay, no change.
I invite Dr. Nagaraj Garu, kindly present a sapling to our Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, Professor Badam Srinivas Garu. Nagaraj again. Now I invite Dr. Jayaprakash Garu, kindly present a sapling to Head Department of History, Dr. G. Dayakar Garu.
సార్ రిలీజ్ చేస్తాడు. సార్ రాజేంద్ర సార్ రిలీజ్ చేస్తాడు. కంటెంపరీ హిస్టరీ అండి తస్పురా నిన్నది వేరు. That is fourth volume.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Now I request to Professor E. Sudharani Garu, today's president of the function, kindly conduct the further proceedings. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Venu, for welcoming again. Good afternoon, everyone. Respected chief guest of today's valedictory session, Professor N. Rajendran sir, former Vice Chancellor, Alagappa University, Karaikudi, Tamil Nadu. And our esteemed guest of honor, Professor Rohit Dasanayaka, Canadian University, Sri Lanka. Another guest of honor, Professor C. Chennareddy Garu, former Director, Archaeology and Museums, Hyderabad. And our Dean, the conference General Secretary, Professor Sandeep Kumar Das Garu, and our Dean, Professor Srinivas Vadanam, and the Head Department of History, Dr. Dayagar, and all the guests who are assembled here, esteemed guests and delegates, our directors, deans, our faculty members, teaching and non-teaching members, and our research scholars who came all the way to help us. A very good evening to you all. And every good thing comes to an end. So for the past 2 days, we had an intellectual feast of listening to various scholars. Our Professor Arpa Sachinan sir was here throughout 2 days and helping us and presiding over the sessions and contributing to the panel and everything. So these 2 days of deliberations comes to an end just now with this function. At the outset, for the delegates who come from Kerala, happy Onam. Happy Onam to you all.
Great.
And you are here, leaving your homes and staying with us for a purpose. And Onam, as everyone knows, is a festival of culture, festival of harvest and integrity, and the returning of Bali Chakravarti. So they believe that he comes back again and brings the prosperity. So this kind of belief system, the heterogeneity, yesterday we all discussed about it. And once again, greetings to you on this day. And this 2 panel discussions and the parallel session, Ancient, Medieval, Modern, and Modern World and Contemporary World, brings us in, puts us in forth how we need to expand the methodological narratives and conceptual approaches. And also, most of the papers which I just glanced through are regional in nature. This brings to us a need to integrate the local history to the global world. So there's a need also to for the fresh approaches to periodization of the world history. The same old kind of Eurocentric periodization need to be defeated and disrupted, and need to create a new outlook or approach towards it. So overall, we just have to understand history in the light of the past, examining the present, and paving a way for the future. I need to expand the research horizons and putting forth the alternative discourses and also formalization of the new research designs. How history is made through the interactions and geographically historical communities and particular cultures with another. So it's all about interacting particular culture with other cultures. And historians need to take cognizance and conscious of global character of the contemporary challenges. Yesterday also we discussed about the environment and climatic changes, environmental history and all. Apart from this, we have several challenges to the global world. The global warming, refugee crisis, pandemics, wars and terror, and unemployment issues, gender concerns. So all this, we need to look towards the answers in the light of the global perspective. And sometimes we need to go beyond nation to address these problems too. So there's a need for decolonizing the history and inclusion of the voiceless or the marginalized voices, challenging the dominant narratives. We need to forge a pluralistic and inclusive path of discourses to build a just society. So this is what the issues are in front of us. And overall, the two-day conference is very thought-provoking. I congratulate the Puducherry World History Congress organizers for initiating, and several efforts are put in by especially Sandeep and team here, Chalapati and Professor Rajendran sir giving directions as a general president. I have seen how they have been struggling to make this event a success. So overall, this two-day deliberations are thought-provoking and poised to make a significant contribution to existing knowledge. The multitude of issues that were raised and the divergent range of the speakers and the discussions and the simultaneous debates and discussions and the questions posed raised several issues. And I congratulate once again the paper presenters and the panelists for posing several questions in front of us and presenting their research contributions and making this second annual Congress a great success. And I once again request the organizers to bring out, I wish it would have been brought out the proceedings in this conference, the proceedings of the first annual session. And I wish these two sessions, annual proceedings will be brought out in the third session in Sri Lanka. And they already told about the efforts put Francis and Taylor, like about the publishing the book and all. And with this, the sessions description or the report of the sessions will be presented by the General Secretary. But before that, I just want to urge the organizers, any local collaborations have to be like, there are certain issues which we encountered. If a prior discussion and much advanced planning would avoid small issues, but overall, we know each other, we know the kind of work and hard work Dr. Sandeep is putting forth. So we have several universities in the region, but information is gone to everyone. But if all the delegates from other universities would have been here, it would have been more inclusive and more vibrant. But now, with the presence of the more than 150 delegates and from several states, more than 8 states of India, and 2 delegates from outside the country, and this is not a small success. A big round of applause to the organizers and all the presenters for making this a very significant event. And thank you for this opportunity to preside over the sessions also. And I stand here on behalf of our Vice Chancellor, S.M. Rizvi sir, who was kind enough to give permissions to us to host the Congress. And also he extended his warm greetings to you all on this occasion. So next agenda of the item is conference report by Professor Dr. Sandeep Kumar Dasri, the General Secretary of Puducherry World History Congress.
I received the state award for the state award. Of the public.
Good afternoon to one and all. I know from the very early age, my teacher used to tell me, your deeds should speak louder than your words.
2021.
I believe that, we worked hard here to make all of you a little comfortable. And luckily, the institute, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Vice Chancellor Rizvi Saab, and Madam Professor Sudhara Garu, Brother Professor Dean of Faculty of Social Sciences, and also very prominent and very active and energetic. And he was recently received, the Best Teacher Award from Telangana State, Dr. Vatanam. Also, Brother Dr. Kajula Dayakar Garu, who is HOD of the History Department. He always tells only one thing, brother, don't worry, I am there. Don't worry. This is the one word that made me so strong, because it is always tough for me traveling all the way from Puducherry to Hyderabad. I traveled so many times to make it possible. So then I have to again personally have to tell that, all the non-teaching staffs especially, and the only very prominent, PRO Garu, Dr. Venugopal Garu, who is also very warm, and he is very clear, and he is very straight. You don't tell dilly-dally and all that you have not done this, you have not done this, you have done not done this. So that made us to work more hard. And thank you so much, Venugopal brother. And I'll tell you, in this university, it's a university so peaceful, calm and quiet. People are so calm and quiet and work hard. So otherwise, we would have never stayed in space for 2 days. It just passed away like a genie, just like a minute. 2 days is gone. We just started yesterday, and today we are all sitting there for validity function. And Honorable Vice Chancellor Garu, we had a talk, and he clarified so many things before as a very responsible, what is that contribution that the World History Congress can do to Open University. And then we discussed, it's a very short and sweet, very straight kind of discussion. So that made us more careful about, choosing words, choosing concepts. We always try to see that our concepts are not hurting anybody, neither supporting anybody. And I want to tell you in this podium, and in World History Congress, it in character, it is secular, and we always respect Constitution, and we always feel that India should follow the secularism, and we are secularists. So then this, as a report, Madam made my work easy, that we always have 4 sectional presidents also. I want to thank personally all of them, and they have done a commendable job. And that reporters, and also there are 2 endowment lecturers, and also we actually had 4 panels, but due to the personal reasons not able to do. So we have also had some 2, 3 important panel discussions. One of the panel discussions, first and foremost, is secularism, and which is very important. And it is the first panel every time we do. It's about India, it is about Constitution, it is about secularism, so that we want to educate that young minds the importance of secularism and also importance of Constitution. That is what it is. So we also choose the very subjects which can make our country more secular. And we always see that none of our panels, neither our endowment lecturers, can hurt anybody or side anybody. So we are a secularist at the color and shape and also the meaning of it. So we always practicing of giving opportunities for every part of the India, and sometimes we invite foreigners also. And then that is the color we want to bring. So now we finished extreme south and central south, and also we want to go for north. Actually, we are going to foreign, like, Sri Lanka. Then after that, we thinking of going to north, and I request any of the North Indian, universities are willing, and we are ready to go, and opportunities open, and please do contact General Secretary faster, because first come first serve will be the norm. Okay, thank you so much. And then we tried our best, and I want to tell you, as again a second and third time, and thanking that institution, thanking Madam Sudhagaru, my brothers Dayakar, and also Madam Srinivas Garu, and also Venugopal Reddy Garu, and also Honorable Vice Chancellor. I want to thank everybody in the institute, including security to gatemen, because of all the nights we are traveling, we are bringing people, we are going out. All of them are so kind and never stopped us. They helped us to opening this auditoriums in the night, late night, sitting with us without any sleep and making this beautiful podium and a beautiful campus. So then the only point I want to tell you, we have three very unique qualities we want to bring to this society. One, maybe our constitution not able to give 30% of reservations in the in parliament, but we were for it, and we are giving 30% reservation for ladies, and they are all of them. So we have almost 15 women, EC members, and we are bringing them to panels, and also to the next, we are going for making them a part of this council. That is one thing. Secondly, we don't see any discrimination of giving accommodation for a separate accommodation for separate, research scholars, students, and teachers. Now we follow the same norms. Everybody will get the same accommodation without any discrimination. And we don't discriminate anybody on gender basis. We believe that we should practice what we teach. So this is the three important, changes we want to bring in. And I have to, this is the only report. Do I have any Thanksgiving in the last matter? Otherwise, yeah. So I keep some more details in the vote of thanks. Thank you so much. See, we have some people, EC members who are working day in and day out. I have few members sitting there 2 days. They hardly moved out of seat, and it is humanly impossible. And one of our EC member, she's actually suffering with a fever. Her blood platelets are down for 100, and then she want to come. At least first day she not able to make it, and she came to second because she said, I can't breathe without Puducherry World History Congress. Madam Leela, thank you so much for your love and affection. We want to see, okay, Leela, please stand up, because for your determination. Thanks so much. And we have, okay, I reserve praises and all that for a vote of thanks. Okay, thank you so much. And there is not to say much of report. And again, I'm telling the young people, let our deeds speak louder than our words. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Dr. Garu. I'll just add to him, significant portion of the papers presented. The ancient 20 papers were presented, and the world history 38 papers, and medieval 10 papers, and another session modern is 15 papers. So overall, out of 150 delegate sessions, more than 150 delegates, 83 papers were physically presented here, and because of the paucity of time, literally, it's a very Herculean task for the chairpersons to conduct these proceedings, and congratulate all the chairpersons for taking the pains in making it very short, and also giving time to the paper presenters. Thank you so much. And now the feedback and guest of honor. We have feedback from our participant, 4 feedbacks we received, like, Professor Hirendra Patel, Ravindra Bharati University, West Bengal. I request him to give his opinion on the conduct of the seminar and about this conference.
Thank you, Professor Faranaji, for giving me the opportunity to. Sudha. I'm sorry. Madam, I may take 3-4 minutes. I would have simply said thank you for everything that could have been summed up the whole thing. But I take this opportunity to say something very concrete, because organizing something is one part of it. Obviously, more important is vision, with what we have come, with what purpose, and what is in our minds while we come together as students of history, because history is passing through a very difficult phase in this country. And it's a very challenging time for historians to write history, keeping its disciplinary, what should I say, perspective, honestly. That is one thing I would like to say. And I must admit that I was a reluctant participant in this Congress. I met Sandeep ji 9-10 months ago at Warangal, and I found him a dreamer. My first impression was that he was dreaming that he would be able to do so much this and that. And I could not believe that. It was just too much, what should I say, dreaming and dreaming, sort of. Just honestly saying this. It was the insistence of Professor Nandita Banerjee that I continued to believe what Sandeep ji had said. And when I listened to the first session, Madam, I must say that I got the confidence back in many ways. Organizers were doing their best. But the first session actually gave me the hope that yes, although it is very amateurish, initially I thought that Puducherry World History Congress. It was something I could not understand why Puducherry is there and why world history is being here. First session gave me the confidence. And I must say that there are possibilities, and those possibilities are to be understood, and we should prepare ourselves for the future challenges, because it's early days. Only second Congress this is. Only 1 year we have seen this organization growing. And as per the report of Sandeep ji, the dreamer, the visionary, if I may put it that way, that it is growing, obviously, it's growing. But growing has its own challenges. And the challenging part is that academically, we must have some new ideas in order to grow as an organization of a particular discipline. It is easy, although it's very difficult to organize, but I think it is easy to organize this kind of a conference than to carry forward with something substantial. And I have already said that history is passing through a very difficult phase. I do not need to explain things to you, because you all are experiencing the pressure. The organizer is all the time reiterating that we are secular, we are national, and we are thinking of not to disturb anybody sort of thing. This is not a not a very easy situation to be in. We should be fearless. But is it possible to be fearless in this kind of situation? I think this is difficult. We say that we are fearless, but it's very difficult. I understand that. So this difficulty needs an introspection, and we need to share our worries with each other. And this is the time when we should be open to a wider audience. And that is why I think history has to grow up. History is so far, Professor Rajendran is here, Professor Satyanarayan is here, and many other distinguished people are here. They understand very well, much better than me, that history has been in circulation with certain kind of limitations. But now, more and more people are making their claims on history, coming up with different set of narratives. And thereby, we are finding ourselves in a position where one set of narratives are with us, substantiated by facts and our sources, and different types of histories are being circulated among the people. Okay? We have academic history and many different versions of popular histories are in circulation in the public domain. How to deal with that? One way of dealing with that could be to bring in new, fresh people who had never been heard. They may not be articulate, they may not be trained, but those people should be given more prominence so that we can understand what kind of history people are expecting or what kind of history they are looking towards. That part is something which we should think about. One section. New people, new ideas, those people should be given more importance. One. Second is, I always keep saying this, and my friends get offended by that, but I say that new history would be written in Indian languages. English cannot be the language of history. How to do with it? Telugu version, a Telugu speaking person, if he comes up with Telugu papers, Bengali would come with Bengali, what would happen? We will have to work out something, but one suggestion could be that wherever this kind of program is, organized, the local language papers should be given one session. That could be one suggestion. I think I am part of your organization, this organization. So I am part of it, but still I'm saying before other people also, that one section or one session should be devoted to the language, the area in which we are organizing it. Suppose a Telugu region value is there. So Telugu speaking people should be given at least one session. That is one suggestion which I think can, but now the real challenge begins from there. Suppose some papers have been presented, but there must be a mechanism through which at least the summary of it could be translated into English, which is actually the linked language still in the academia. So that can be done. And that is also something which will encourage the scholars who are working in their own languages. This is the suggestion which I would like to offer. Third, and this is very, very significant, we should interact with each other more openly. And I say this, we don't have infrastructural problem as such. This university really is an outstanding university in one sense. I am honestly saying this, when I went to studio, and I had the opportunity, thanks to Madam, that I could say something in half an hour, and another session is in waiting. I found that how sweetly and how nicely, how politely things can be done in an university ambience. There is no problem there. How online things are uploaded, online access is given, and it is all done with a lot of success. And the kind of records I could gather from there, I think this is a model university to me, whatever little I could see. So these organizations can be our base. Second, I mean, there are other history congresses, there are regional conferences and all that. This kind of initiative will be able to do much if we really devote time to the idea part, academic part, intellectual part of it. We lived very comfortably, and we had a very extraordinary cultural program. Fine, we enjoyed everything. But what will be remembered mostly, where is the proceeding? Where is the paper? Where are the papers? And I can understand Sandeepji's problem, because he is looking towards standard publication, standard rules. I mean, getting it published from a prestigious organization or publication house is difficult, and it requires a lot of effort, and much care is to be needed. So it's understandable that it is getting, but proceeding is extremely important. Once you come up with a proceeding in History Congress, when we come out, we have a bulky one where president, model section president, the address is there of Satyanarayanji, Rajendranji, and all others. Everybody just flip through. We have something to fall back on after coming back. All the comfort, discomforts, etc. are secondary. So proceedings, Indian languages presence, and more interaction, more exposure to the possibility we can think of. These are the three key principles I thought that is very important. And this conference is a huge success for me for one reason. When I came, as I said, reluctant participant, I am leaving, and I'm saying this very honestly, that I'm a hopeful participant. I would be a hopeful participant and an active person involved in the process. So that is a success. That is success. When I will be in Sri Lanka, hopefully next time, I will be there. Confident. I congratulate you all. I wish the organization well, and look forward to see more success, more grounded success, where we will have a vision. We will not be suspicious about the dreams of the man who looks possessed to me at this. He looks simply possessed by his dreams. And I wish all of you the best.
Thank you for very, very insightful suggestions. Like, yes, I was also going to say the same, like one session to be devoted for local history and local languages to be promoted. And not only Telugu, Telangana is known for its, I was telling you yesterday, Ganga Yamuna Tehzeeb, Urdu language is also officially recognized and spoken by most of the people in Telangana. So if somebody wants to present in Urdu, in Telugu, maybe this is over, but in other states, if they want to come up with a proposal of the one or two local languages also, I think that should be welcome. Thank you so much for your valid suggestions. And yes, one thing I'm also felt that, interaction is a little bit missing in this. So not only this traditional, ancient, modern, medieval, contemporary. But some of the themes can be forged by the host institutions also. They can choose the topics if it is possible. So, and some team can come and talk about, Dalit history or the tribal history or any other discourses which are less prominent in the wider public debates and all. So, yeah, transgenders and, any other issues which needs the debates to be going on and which needs more inputs. So they can also come and in future for the World History Congress, I request them to think in those lines also. Like in Indian History Congress, we have several sessions, people coming and want to just, deliberate upon some of the issues. A few of them, historians coming together, even the social activists, they want to have a session on their own. So that is also, I think, they can think about in future. Thank you so much for your suggestions. And now I call upon Dr. Anira from Second University. And I request the delegates to be very brief, confined to 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Please, keeping in view of the time.
Hello, everyone present here. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to, to speak something. And here I would like to thank the organizers of this, of this big event, I would say. Thank you so much for being so, organized, and everything was really good. Thank you so much. And I would like to thank Ambedkar Open University, the faculties, the Vice Chancellor, and Madam Registrar here. Thank you so much for, taking the initiative to organize. And I feel that, I have learned a lot from this conference. And thank you so much for being so inclusive. Not include, I'm not saying that inclusive in terms of that you have included me, but I could see, people from very various aspects, like they have come here. Like I could see some, retired IAS officers, some, some of the people here. So thank you so much. And then for me, this place has been a place where I could meet, where I could meet my friends, like whom I knew before, and some of the professors, like Professor Venugopal Reddy, when I was in Puducherry University, like he was there as a resource person in one of the refresher course. So, so this kind of event, like this has been a place where I could, exchange my ideas as well as, receive their knowledge and their ideas also. So thank you so much. And yes, thank you so much for everything. And maybe in the future, maybe after 5 or 6 years, maybe I think that we can also, I can also take the initiative of organizing this Puducherry World History Congress at the university. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Anvita, for your kind words. And now I call upon Dr. Hemalata. I request you very brief.
Good evening, everybody here. It gives me immense pleasure to propose my feedback in a very pleasant environment, well planned and well executed. And it's a very good platform for the exchange of ideologies. It was secular in nature. Thank you so much for giving me a very wonderful opportunity to give my feedback. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and now I call upon Uma Maheshwari from Chennai. Yes.
A pleasant good evening to one and all. Thank you, ma'am, for giving me the opportunity to share a few words of thanks. First of all, I would like to thank the University, Ambedkar University, for providing this opportunity. And a huge big thanks to the organizers, Sandeep sir, for arranging this event, because it is adding value to history. As sir has told that history still needs some value. And this forum is really adding feathers and values to history. Thank you so much. And I take this opportunity to thank Chandrasekhar sir, because he only told me that, ma'am, this thing is happening and you have to come, because I had some fear to come alone, and he only helped me to come over here. And here this is a chance and this is a platform where we can meet the academicians and we share the ideas, as Anita has told, and we meet so many people of our faculty. And thank you so much, ma'am. Once again, thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Umang, for your kind words. Lastly, I call upon Dr. Nandita Banerjee from West Bengal. So we have utilized their services also. Ambedkar University is little selfish enough to call upon Hirenj and Nandita ji for giving their valuable learned lecture to our learners, which we can reach through them through YouTube and other channels. So thank you so much for your time, valuable time, both of you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful journey. For me, it is the second time. Last year, it was the first time when I got introduced to the General Secretary and the organization. So that was a new thing at that time. It was budding, but with a lot of promises, they have started it. But I think now it's bloomed and it's a developing process. It's an ongoing process. So that's wonderful. I wish we could include more students, more scholars, more researchers. And like ma'am had suggested, Patel sir had suggested, and we have got our very dear senior friend, Professor G.C. Pandey from Munger University, Department of History. Sir has been very kind to accompany us all the way, because actually we came from Bihar. There was another conference back to back. Right. So this is also his first time here. So, you know, it is true that it's from Bengal, from Bihar, from Sikkim, from outside India. So I think a lot of people are here and we are kind of exchanging our ideas, our views. So, but in future, this is just a request that I can make, that maybe there could be some more panels, like you also said, on Dalit history, tribal history, transgender, gender and sexuality, to be precise, right? So transgender can be a part of it, and popular culture. So cinema or soaps or TV serials or OTTs and media can also be a part of that. So we can just think of having some kind of subsections. And like sir, that already had status, I had said already whatever I was to say, that yes, there could be a local language section as well, which could be translated. And last but not the least, we should emphasize more on the publication process, because that's the most important factor for the young generation, for the youngsters. They are looking forward to it with all impact factors and kind of, because these days it's very competitive everywhere. It's always you need to prove your worth. And I believe that's not very easy, especially for our next generation. And maybe it was a little easier for us, who are of my generation, who are of my age group. But slowly and slowly it is becoming, even academics, it's also like corporate. You know, but I mean, in every area, every profession has their own constraints, has their own difficulties, has their own challenges. So with this, and looking forward to our next session in Sri Lanka with Professor Rohit sir, and I hope it will be a very fruitful journey altogether. With all my best wishes, I end here. See you next year.
Thank you, Dr. Nandita Banerjee, for your very good suggestions. And now I call upon Dr. G. Dayakar, Head Department of History, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar Open University, to introduce the guests.
Thank you, madam. guest on the dais and off the dais. Today our chief guest, KM Rohit Dasanayake. He was born in Kennedy, Sri Lanka, and also professor in the Department of History, Peradenian University, Sri Lanka. He get PhD in 2000 from Madras University, Tamil Nadu. He served as a researcher and best teacher. He get best teacher award, state award in 2021, and he published several articles across the world in reputed journals, and also edited 10 books in Sri Lanka, and he visited Sri Lanka, China, Malaysia, and other countries. He was the best resource person. I welcome you, sir, for this university. And another resource person, chief guest, Professor N. Rajendran, sir, former Vice Chancellor, Alagappa University. Sir served as a Vice Chancellor from 2018 to 2021. He also founder of the Director of Schools Management in 2016-17, Bharati Dasan University. And also he was the founder member Center for Social Exclusive and Inclusive in 2007 and 8 at Bharat Dasan University. Sir also visited China, Malaysia, Japan, Sri Lanka, and Singapore, etc. Sir has written 170 articles in various journals across the world, and also produced 20 PhDs, 100 MPhils to the scholars. He was also General Secretary, Tamil Nadu History Congress and South Indian History Congress. He published 12 books and edited several books on Indian history and Southern history. I welcome you, sir. The last resource person and my teacher, Professor P. Chennareddy Garu. He born in 1959, Jangalpalli village, Anantapuram. He got his post-graduation from SK University, Anantapur, PhD from SP University, Anantapur, SV University, Tirupati. Sir is written Guilds in Medieval Andhra Desha. It has widely published and also given a good impetus on the trade and commerce. Sir, as a former director, erstwhile of AP State Department of Archaeology and Museum, Andhra Pradesh, in 2008 and 12, he was close associated with the former Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, the then Chief Minister Dr. Y. Rajశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు. He has written several books, nearly 100 books, and published several articles, and also received Global Telugu's Glory Award and Intact Heritage Award, Eminent Educational Award. He served as a Dean, Faculty of School, Social Sciences, Srisailam, and also served as a Chairman, Board of Studies, Head Department of History. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Welcome you. Thank you.
Thank you, Director, introducing our esteemed guests. I now call upon our guest of honor, Professor Rohit Dasanayake, Peradeniya University, Sri Lanka.
Chief guest, Professor Chennareddy, Professor Nivas, my friend Professor Sandeep, Senior Professor and Registrar, Professor Sudharan, Madam, and delegates, and my friends, lot of friends there. At the outset, I would like to thank
you inviting me these are special and wonderful occasions. Given hospitality, actually, I don't know how to thanks. I'm really happy. Normally, frequently I am coming to India. Yearly I am coming actually, sometimes twice coming to India. So lot of friends there. My wife's sister is living in America, but he many times invited me to come there. So I'm reluctant to go there, but whatever the work I have, if I get the invitation from India, I'm coming. So one day my wife said that, one day my wife said that you go and stay there. So I'm very much interested to come to India. So I think few years back, I participated in international conference at Krishnamma College. Dr. M. Lata is here. So first time I came to know that meaning of my name. So they correctly pronounce. My name is in the passport that clearly mentioned that Kulathunga Budyanselage Rohita Dasanaka. They correctly pronounced, they said Kulathunga Budyanselage Rohita Dasanaka. That I came to know that they clapped. I saw that nice surprise. Then I asked Madam, so why they clapped it, but they said, then you are coming from the Kulothunga family. Yes, another name is Dasanayaka, Mudyanselage. That Mudyanselage name also coming from Odisha. That is also I came to know later. So there are many interesting things. One thing I want to say, I'm teaching, my discipline is Indian history and Indian ocean history. So when I was in first year, during my undergraduate period, so I participated first lecture, and my professor said, Rohit, write essay on Magadha Empire. So after next lecture, he told me, you read your essay. So I started to read that one. Magadha is heart of India. And so then I started. Professor said, where is the head? He asked the question, where is the head? Tell me and explain where is the, if it is Magadha head, heart, you explain where is the head. So I realized how to write the Indian history. So yesterday, the professor of fine arts, in the inauguration session, discussed recorded history. And we are going through the recorded history. But what not recorded, unwritten history, also very interesting part of the historiography and historians. Through the written history or recorded history, we have to find the unwritten history. So I will give one example. Recently, I have done research on the last king of Sri Lanka, King Sri Vikrama Rajasinghe. He came from Madurai and ruled 18 years. Sri Lanka finally captured by British and brought to India, and he was 30 years in prison. The queen and the king and the died there itself. And the Britishers, they have written history and given the bad impression of him. He's a very cruel king. So it is still existing in Sri Lanka, that impression, their own history written by the Britishers. So I have gone through the materials and belong to the 18th century and during his period. So I notice, I predict the one word I pick up. I have gone through the medical history and I pick up the one particular sentence. Then I notice this is completely wrong. They have given a very bad impression, and what he has done, everything the Britishers they have done and put account to them. So, and they established their legitimacy in Sri Lanka. So I realize he's a very innocent king. And I summoned the media also, I explain everything. So that is the unwritten history. That is it. Our historians' obligation is to find out that and the reconstruction history. That is a very good part of the history. So regarding the Puducherry World History Congress, I participated at the first Congress also, and this also part, second one also I participated. Well organized, both well organized. Fortunately, there are no politicians. That is only difference. I noticed. So I have big thirsty to treat you back. So I am waiting for that. So when compare the board's conference, I feel a little bit scared scared about how I will do this class. Yesterday night, actually, I called my dean and my colleague, Rohit, you brother, they called my brother, you don't worry, you wait, we will do. My department colleagues also, don't worry, we will do. We will do it very grand manner. That they said. So it gave them consolation for me. If it is possible, I will show my university. Just
I'm here to explain, sir.
Yes.
It's a very huge campus and lovely campus.
She has been there.
Very, very free. We will have a pleasant time in Sri Lanka.
Yeah,
Definitely, we are going to have a because I have been there. It's a green campus, very huge campus, acres, and it will be a pleasant time if we all meet there. And you will all enjoy. It is in the middle of Sri Lanka. Kandy, it is in the middle of the Sri Lanka. Kandy, it's a very beautiful place. Thank you. Like Rohit also.
Like the few beaches are there.
Oh, good.
This is the administration building.
I think you need to have more accommodation.
Yes.
It's very important. No, not that is
Actually, our blooming time. This is the flower time. Unfortunately, this will take place. I think October. I think this is April. This is my department. The recently fallen down that tree, and the pink color one. Now established another. This. I will accompany who are coming.
Like Sri Lankan Vrindavan.
Ananta University.
It is of my department.
Very beautiful place, Sri Lanka.
Thank you very much, and I'm waiting for you. So still
Thank you so much, Dr. Rohita. Professor, you have motivated us enough to come to us, your place, because, yeah, it's a strategy.
Yeah, only last night I decided I will go.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thank you so much for your lovely invitation and also showing us the beautiful campus of yours and the very valid point raised by Professor Rohit is demystifying this Eurocentric or the British written history, where they have written the histories because unfortunately most of the literature written by British we are still following as reference works. The local history is to be constructed by the, it has to be rewritten, very aptly said, it has to be rewritten. The facts are different, but whatever is projections is being given by the Europeans and the foreign authors who came to India, they have written in their own perspectives. So very aptly reminded us about our utmost duty is to rewrite the history. Thank you so much. Now I request our guest of honor, Professor Chinnareddy Garu, to give his brief address. Thank you so much.
Very good evening to all the dignitaries on the dais and the delegates of the second annual session of Puducherry World History Congress. My sister, president of this valedictory session, Professor E. Sudharani, famous historian and registrar of B.R. Ambedkar Open University, Hyderabad. Our today's chief guest, Professor N. Rajendran sir, former Honorable Vice Chancellor of Algappa University, Karaikudi. Today chief guest of this session, Professor, our beloved friend, Professor Rohita Dasanayaka from Padina University, Sri Lanka. Professor, my dear brother, Professor Oddanam Srinivas, Dean Faculty of Social Sciences, B.R. Ambedkar Open University, and other guest of honor. My dear friend, General Secretary, spine of this conference, this Congress, Sandeep Kumar Dasari. He played a vital role for conducting this World History Congress. Dr. Venugopal Reddy PRO Garu, smart guy, and my student, Dr. Dayakar, HOD of this head of the Department of History, Ambedkar University, and Venugopal Reddy from Puducherry University, my beloved brother, senior historian, eminent historian, Adpa Satyanarayana and Vijay Kumar, all senior scholars. My namaskars to all of you. At the outset, I would like to thank the organizers of the Congress for giving me a great opportunity by inviting me as a guest of honor. Indeed, it gives me immense pleasure to be the part of this great event, and especially in the valedictory session. I would like to share that it is not easy task to organize this annual session with overwhelming response of the participants at the Hyderabad, for which I appreciate of the efforts of General Secretary Professor Sandeep Kumar Dasari and our beloved Madam Local Secretary Professor Sudharani Garu and Executive Body of the Congress. It is again a matter of great joy to inform you that the presidential address and research papers presented in the Congress reflect the sincere commitment of the participants in undertaking the research and throwing fresh light that add new dimensions of our history. I could see the energy and enthusiasm in senior and junior scholars, which presenting their papers with a critical and analytical approach, resulting in widening the base of understanding our history. Another important aspect of the session is organizing panel discussed on topics of contemporary issues and other sessions like ancient history by identifying domain experts as pundits, which benefited the participants, particularly the young research scholars, the torchbearers of future research in history, and mentioning them properly. I appeal to the historians assembled here to pleasure set a new standards in historical research, duly revisiting the existing history with the new information and interpretation. And at the end, I would like to steering committee of the Puducherry World History Congress to organize this seminars, workshops, and field trips to archaeological sites, historical monuments to stir the young research scholars and orient them towards writing the unprecedented history. So one more thing I would like to inform you that nowadays people are not having human relations, and even we don't have amicable relations with even among our teachers also, or students or teachers. I am suggesting, if you don't think otherwise, we ought to bring out some felicitation volumes, that is prescript or commemoration volumes to our teachers, like our Satyanarayana sir, our senior people, After getting PhD, people are just forgetting their teachers. They search for other faculty. So, you don't know, many people know about my contribution to this thing. I have published nearly more than 50 felicitation volumes and commemoration volumes in all parts of the world, I think. Very senior scholars like K.V. Raman, Biruda Ramaraju, myself and our brother Adba Satyanarayana edited one volume on recent trends in historical studies. Our friend is Guru, Satyanarayana Guru, Soma Reddy sir, K.V. A. Sundara, Robert Bednari, like that, Krishna Shastri, K.K. in Kuru, nationalism and present in India, like that. I published so many papers, books. So after seeing we have to honor them. If you publish, after seeing their contribution in the form of book, they will live some more years. Even Madam, our Parabram Shastri, then he was crossed 75 years after seeing his contribution in the form of book, especially Rumila Thapar article, K.V. Raman article, all senior, they have contributed for their for his volume. He has lived nearly 15 years. So we had to extend their span of life. And also, yeah. We had to keep them in the annals of Indian history. That's our minimum moral responsibility. So anyway, thank you one and all. Yeah, please. I'm suggesting, this is only suggestion.
Thank you so much, sir. Professor Channareddy sir is a very kind person and a well-wisher of all of us. And he practiced what he is telling now. He already brought 7 volumes. And today also we have one more book to be released on his honor, written by Katana Sumareddy, Imanishi Vanaganidi, and Professor Krishna. So we'll release it a little later. Now I request our Dean, Professor Srinivas Vardhanam, Faculty of Social Sciences, to give his short message. I can take liberty of asking him to be very short.
Respected President, Professor Isudharan Garu, Local Secretary, Puducherry World History Congress, and Registrar in charge of this university. Today's chief guest, Professor Rajendran Garu, former Vice Chancellor, Alagappa University. Guest, Professor Rohita Dasanayaka Garu, from Sri Lanka. Professor C. Channareddy Garu, former Director, Archaeology and Museums. And General Secretary, Dr. Sandeep Garu, Head Department of History. Dr. G. Dayakar garu, and fellow delegates, research scholars, deans of our university, directors, and all my friends. Good evening to you all. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks to you all, because we used to meet in all congresses like Indian History Congress and South Indian History Congress and AP History Congress and Telangana History Congress. Now, I'm very happy to see you in my campus, all delegates. And our university proudly says this is the first open university in this country. And at the same time, our history department is a most dynamic, one of the dynamic subject in this university. We every year almost 30,000 students joins in our UG program, and overall 60,000 students in history department, because we offer in different kinds of courses from our department. UG in 3 mediums. Just now we discussed about that. Urdu medium also we offer, Hindi medium, English medium, and Telugu medium. And PG and one diploma, PG diploma in heritage, culture and heritage tourism. And PhD program also we have. And our process is, we conduct curriculum design development committee meetings. We invite experts from all over country and we discuss at length. We, in our curriculum level also, we, all the aspects of history we include, like ancient civilizations, historical method, modern revolutions, Indian nation movement, and Andhra history, regional history, and environmental history, global history, micro history, social history, public history, and an interdisciplinary approach we follow. But problem is, we are facing, we are not getting writers to write. Where to get? Because in every time, our Open University prepares course material for our students. The well-acclaimed course material we used to prepare, and we have been preparing that course material for every course. But previously, we used to get excellent course writers from various universities and from all over country. We used to take services. But this generation is not getting proper. Those experts are not giving proper time for universities and academies to write course materials and textbooks. And everybody is concentrating on writing some articles, publishing journals, and some writing some own books. But problem is, this generation is mostly digital generation. They depend on WhatsApp universities. Because we are not giving proper information through WhatsApp university, we cannot get proper history or proper facts. This generation, most of the students joins in technology courses like BTech or MTech or MCR. We are not giving, in fact, we are not able to give proper information about history to our present generation. In school level or college level, or because our textbook writer, we are not concentrating on writing textbooks. That is a problem for us. From this platform, I request you all, please, we have to concentrate writing on lessons in textbooks also. Because through textbooks, we can give proper information to this generation. And because we can see in our videos, and only one kind of ideology we have been experiencing these days. This is not good for this country. I don't take much time, but single point, I'm requesting you all, please concentrate on writing lessons in textbook writing and academic writings, particularly in NCERT books or NCT books, like course material in open universities like and our open universities, and academy, like in Telangana, we have one Telangana Telugu Academy. We are writing lessons for Telugu Academy also. Like that, in all states, we have academies to write course material or textbook writing. Please concentrate that area. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you, Ananda.
Yes. Thank you, Srinivas, for telling our own problems But instead, I request all of you, we used to write the Telugu medium course material, and first we used to write in English and then that translated and again into Urdu also. Now we have extended our history family here. So I request most of you, we'll get back to you. We have your addresses. Please contribute writing to our course material. That's what intention of Srinivas is. So thank you, Srinivas, for giving this suggestion. And to tell you, we have experts like S. Gopal in the initial days of our course material development, course curriculum development. Sarapal Gopal, Ken Panik, Professor Adpasar is here, and several other who passed away also, Vakhavanana, Ramakrishna, and several other professors all over India. They contributed to our course material development, including the contemporary history of India. For the first time, we introduced the contemporary history of India to our learners. So way back in 1990, 92, 94. So this is history of our Department of History. Now I call upon Professor Rajendran sir, former Vice Chancellor, Algappa University, Karikade, Tamil Nadu. We used to, for several years, we have been attending the Congress, South Indian History Congress, Indian History Congress. Particularly, we used to go to Indian History Congress to visit and talk, interact with Irfan Habib sir and several other historians. And South Indian history also, whenever we look forward to Rajendran sir. His presence used to be very inspiring. His scholarly interaction, very subtle and a very simple nature, but he used to interact with all the scholars and the colleagues alike. So thank you so much, sir, for visiting our university. I request you to kindly address us.
Good evening to everybody. Honorable Vice Chancellor in absentia, learned Registrar and the President of today's valedictory function, Professor Sudharani Garu, and Professor Desanayaka. I'm not pronouncing your full name. From Sri Lanka, Paradini University, and Professor Shananadi Garu, and then Professor Srinivas, and Professor Dayaka, and the dynamic General Secretary. I have made him local secretary. Dynamic General Secretary, our Sandeep, and my good friend sitting before me, Adappa Satyanarayana, Professor Adappa Satyanarayana. We were colleagues in ICHR for 6 long years, going through the rough weather. And learned scholars, delegates, ladies and gentlemen. When I am about to ask to give the chief guest address around the fag end of the valedictory session, I am reminded of an anecdote in the British Parliament when Edmund Burke went on talking, refining East India Company beyond the lunch hour. Everybody was thinking about their lunch, about dining, not about refining the East India Company. My situation is no better than that. So I am sailing on the same boat. So I know the better thing is brevity is the hallmark. And there are 2 points initially I want to share with you. One is Dr. Sandeep. He has been given the title Dreamer by Professor Hitendra Patel. It's a good title, in fact. It's a good title. My first encounter with him was way back in 2009 or 8, when I was asked to address a college in Kadalur. There was a young man, he's still young when I a young man was sitting before me and watching. But he was something not fitting into the whole audience, but I could see because there were a lot of teachers as well as scholars and students were there. But he was always having a curious look at me. So after the meeting was over, then he came to me and introduced himself to me. And he said, when you come to Puducherry, sir, you should come and address us or something. Then I noticed a spark in his eyes. I noticed a spark in his eyes. When I was a student, my teacher used to teaching, say, medieval history. Babur, after seeing Sher Khan, told his associates or his own son, watch this young man. And same thing I could see in the eyes of Dr. Sandeep at that time. And then we sailed together in the sense, I pulled him wherever I went to some extent, and he was nothing to do with Tamil Nadu History Congress. He became the executive member. Then he became a joint secretary. And then he became the treasurer of South Indian History Congress while I was the general secretary of South Indian History Congress. So suddenly one day he telephoned me and said, beginning of last year, calendar year, sir, we are proposing to have a World History Congress. Then I thought, I didn't say anything. I never said anything. I never said it's a funny idea or a preposterous idea, nothing. But I said, anyway, we will examine the idea. Ideas are always good. We never know. Say, dream, we always say. It was Alvin Toffler who said, we must create sanctuaries of imagination. People should create sanctuaries of imagination. Similarly, APJ Abdul Kalam used to say, we must always have, youngsters particularly, should have dreams. Those dreams are not the dreams that we have while we go to sleep. But these dreams should never allow you to go to sleep. These dreams should pursue, not to sleep, but pursue your ambition, an aim, an objective. So I said, let us examine the idea. Then he went on, say, having telephonic conversations with me for a long time. And then we arrived at this idea of Puducherry. First, we thought only of World History Congress, as he rightly said. But there was logistic problems, and then so Puducherry World History Congress. But Puducherry World History Congress idea is not a bad one. It's not a bad one. Though the prefix Puducherry is there, it doesn't take away the international context out of Puducherry or out of the title itself. Why I say this is, Puducherry is one of the most, say, populated foreign nationals in entire India. 7,000 foreign nationals are living in Puducherry alone. And that is being a place where many foreign nationals come and they live, in fact.
17 languages.
17 languages, that is another, it's a more cosmopolitan. It's a very small area, but yet it is more cosmopolitan in nature. And truly, I must say, it has an international outlook as far as Puducherry is concerned. So there is nothing wrong with the title of Puducherry World History. But more interestingly, what exactly that we are going to discuss is more important. The title Puducherry, though the territory is small, and Sandeep is coming from a government arts college, a UG college, which is also very small. He's not from a university, in fact. But as he rightly said, we have to assess a person by his deeds, an organization by its achievements. If you go by these yardsticks, I must say, what Dr. Sandeep has done so far is Himalayan in nature. And I was 10 years General Secretary. Parallelly, I was also holding General Secretary of South Indian History Congress. Very unique, I would say. But yet, I wouldn't dare because I became the General Secretary after 10 or 15 years of Tamil Nadu District Congress. But he is the founder of Puducherry World History Congress. That is the difference. And sustaining it, and this second session, I want to reveal a fact. Just 3 days before this session, we were having a conversation. And he said, sir, all right, how many papers you have got? And we were worried about the floods also. We were worried about floods. And how many papers you are expecting, how many papers you have received? He said, it's roughly around 70 we received, sir. Another 30 definitely will come. All put together, we may get around 150. But mind you, the registration, I'm told, has reached nearly 300. Which by any standards of any other organization, for its second session, I think the largest number of, say, delegates attending the conference. The credit, I must say, must go to Dr. Sandeep, principally, and his entire team. I know his end because they never let him down. They are always there with him. So this is again, so Sandeep, you never stop dreaming. So you keep on dreaming. That's very important. So dreams are very important. You need imagination. That's also very important. So I'm really happy about that. But the World History Congress, again, we have certain issues also. One of the major issues is we talked about publication. I think Madam Professor Sudharani Madam also mentioned about it, and others also mentioned, about which we had more than 1 hour's discussion. I had with in one day, I think it was the longest talk I had with Dr. Sandeep is over this, say, publication. Because today, all the youngsters coming to a conference to see their articles in print. But at the same time, again, the work of a dreamer, he said, sir, we must always bring out a quality publication. And quality publication, I've been talking to Taylor and Francis. So if Taylor and Francis could come forward and publish it, that would be a great thing, sir. But we may not be able to publish all the papers. We have roughly 100 papers. And the editorial team has done its job. But even I suggested, why don't you go for release copy, and then we can work on it. But I think on certain things, he stands firm, Dr. Sandeep. And that is the reason why we have already written letters, myself, Dr. Desanayaka, and Professor Anglu. The Taylor and Francis responded well. I have received the letter saying that positively they are examining the whole thing. And I would promise, definitely when we go to Sri Lanka, there's a certainty. So when we go to Sri Lanka, and definitely that volume, you'll see the day of the light. And there are many suggestions given by Virendra Patel. I think that was very, very positive in nature. But suddenly something comes to my mind after examining, we are conducting our entire session at Dr. Ambedkar Open University. And I was talking to the madam also. Suddenly it struck me, most of the literature that they share with their students online. I see, it's online. So you also made a suggestion that there could be few sessions on local history. I feel it is a certainty because Dr. Sandeep also said, and Dr. Sinwas said, These days, youngsters live in digital world. You cannot reverse it. You cannot reverse it. If you do not move along with the current, you will be swept away by the current. So again, in future shock, Alvin Toffler said, we will be encountering rate of change. If you are not going to change with the times, you will become obsolete. You can always talk about your values, your things and everything, but you will not be reckoned by the society, you will not reckoned by anybody. You cannot reverse change. But what we have to do is we can change the course of the change. We can influence the course of change. We can also use the course of change. And if it is so, I think the best way to increase our registration is you open a session, online session, where only online papers will be presented. You charge the same thing. You charge the same thing. And I am sure most of the people here, please do not get this idea while visiting Sri Lanka. You'll be missing beautiful country and beautiful place. Nauroli is a place where I visited. I was just discussing with Madam and Professor. You should come and see those. It's a very beautiful country for that matter and very near to us. But generally, there could be sizable, another 100 could be there joining us online. So you are, I'm sure this will take off. This will certainly take off because in our university, I've experimented with digital, even before COVID, digital examination, digital evaluation. Because most of the examiners were giving 5 marks for 3 marks. Because the earlier question was 5 marks. The next question was for 3 marks. But with the same ideas in their mind, they give 5 marks. So again, we have to do all corrections. And the totaling is always a problem. So we introduce a software. The software will not allow them, without correcting the first page, they cannot move to the second page. At the end of which, the total will appear automatically. Now the planning commission of our state has come to our university to examine how this is being worked in our state. And online distance education program also we started. It is a roaring success to start with, because at that time we had this category A status. And I'm sure ours is the first World History Congress to introduce an online session. And this online session, I'm sure, will have the same registration, even you can increase the registration if you want. And that will have, say, wide patronage and definite patronage. And there were very valid points raised as far as writing history, why we have a World History Congress. History is a subject which has its own epistemological barrier and epistemological errors also, I must say. And I think somebody was talking about how Eurocentric knowledge system needs to be re-examined. I will give you an example. Why? So Vincent Arthur Smith, Oxford History of India, all of you must have seen that. It's one of the best books, there's no doubt about it. And Vincent Arthur Smith, though he was an administrator, Indian civil servant, but a scholarly person who later on became a professor or lecturer at Oxford. That history is the first connected history of India, right from ancient to modern times. And it is being revised by Percival Spear later on. But the point is certain ideas the book carries. Sometimes it's being quoted for various purposes. For example, he said the South and North are exclusive zones They do not, especially deep south, perhaps meaning South India, that is Tamil Nadu or Tamil speaking region, because at that time no Tamil Nadu as such. And they have not crossed to northern India, no active contact. They remained exclusive. This is I think this has been contested by none other than P.T. Srinivasa Iyengar. P.T. Srinivasa Iyengar has written a book called History of the Tamils, from prehistory to 600 AD. He titles AD, not CE. So there he gives example after example how the people of deep south, he is taking Tamil speaking region, they knew about the polity. You have Sangam literature is the ancient classic literature through which Tamil history, polity and culture are written even today. Inscription evidence are very, very less. Only now after Kiradi and other places it is being constructed as corroborative evidence. But this Sangam literature, which is known as Pattu Paattu, Ettu Thogai, Padananku Kanakku, there you have Agananuru. These Agananuru songs are love songs mostly, where a newly married, say, young girl talks to a friend saying, "What has kept my husband away from me? Is it the gold of the Nandas immersed in Ganges?" This I am talking about, say, 1st century AD or CE. First century AD or CE, it is coming out of, not from a edict, not a king's, say, verdict or firman, but it is order. It is coming out of from the mouth of a common lady. How is it that the polity, the culture of and the prosperity of the Nandas was known to the south? That is the most important question. So it has become almost a household name. That's what household news. You can imagine how news could have traveled from Patliputra to, say, for that matter, Mathura, for the region. It is very difficult, but which means there should have been active trading contact. That's the most important. Actively, people were moving from, say, Uttara Pathar to Dakshina Pathar. And this has been testified by Arthasastra, Kautilya's Arthasastra, and then the inscriptions of Ashoka, where P.T. Srinivasa Iyengar points out the second edict of Ashoka carries the names of Tora, Chera, Pandya, and similarly, they don't say Chera, Kerala Putra, and the 13th rock edict at Shabasgiri also carries these names. So that is, again, we are talking about 3rd or 4th century BC. So this is a very mind-boggling situation where P.T. Srinivasa Iyengar, with evidence, says that the theory propounded by Vincent Arthur Smith is not to be accepted ipso facto. So this is one example. This is again creates an epistemological barrier, because the European scholars looked into Indian history, not understanding the socio-cultural milieu of the region, but they were indulging in what is known as historical anachronism. Historical anachronism is that their knowledge being extrapolated backwards. The present knowledge being extrapolated backwards. That leads to a misunderstanding of the entire cultural phenomenon and history of any region for that matter. So hence, it is all the more essential that we take a relook into the entire history that is our own history. Again, a phenomenon which never occurred in other regions. For example, European scholarship, like many Americans, Australians, German scholars, British, of course, British has been writing right from the beginning on India. different parts of India, including Cambridge scholars worked on India in different parts of India. But can you write a German history? Please tell me. Is there any Indian who has written German history? I have no idea. You can write textbooks as Dr. Srinivas has requested us, but you cannot write a research work like Trotman or for that matter scholars who have come from abroad. You cannot write. So what prevents that? What prevents that? That is the most important thing. So it is all the more essential, this World History Congress, where you can have integration of ideas and also scope for people. Supposing when you go to Sri Lanka and examine Sri Lanka in various places or visit Sri Lanka as our Dr. Chinna Reddy suggested, then you think that the connection between Sri Lanka yesterday, Professor Devasanayaka was giving a wonderful presentation. We will talk about only wars against Sri Lanka. If you take the textbook of Tamil Nadu, you'll see what were the wars waged between the Tamil rulers, Pallavas, Cholas, against the Sri Lankan kingdom. But the trading contacts that he was explaining so well are seldom found in the books of, neither in the textbooks nor in the research works. This is again a point that we need to take a relook into the epistemological ideas that we have today with us. And for this, what we need is not the dream alone. We are not the dream alone. As Dr. Sandeep worked hard, we need to possess certain skills and knowledge. We need to possess certain skills and knowledge because I have seen with my own eyes that those who claim ancient experts in ancient history, I travel with them. And when they go to an inscription, they also will have, even those people who are working in, say, state archaeology departments, they carry the translation of the, say, the inscription. It is written in the language, suppose it is a Tamil language. The Tamil language is fully written in the modern Tamil language. He will have it in his hand. And with that, he will read. But there were very few people, like there was one Dr. L. Tyagarajan, he is no more, late L. Tyagarajan, who was in Ariyalur. He used to take a cycle and go around all the vicinity of Ariyalur district. Ariyalur is full of Chola inscriptions and other inscriptions. He made an exhibition out of this in a government college. So he took us to a temple when we went for a marriage. He said, you must visit this brother. He used to call me brother. And there at the back of the wall, we found 3 generations of the Chola dynasty, starting with Parantaka, Rajaraja and Rajendra. And Nilaganda Sastri writes about the first campaign of Rajaraja. That says, Kandalur Salai Kalamarutta, which means who destroyed the Kandalur Salai seminary. And that inscription is very much there, and he could read the entire inscription, just like that, without anything in his hand. How many people can do it? Please tell me now. Why we claim D.D. Kosambi is a great scholar? Because he was a mathematician, he was a statistician with the Harvard background. But yet he was working in Tata Fundamental Sciences as a statistician. That was for his bread and butter. But he had a great passion for Indian culture and Indian history. He learned Prakrit, he learned Sanskrit, he learned the Brahmi script. Can we, if you ask me to read Sangam literature, I cannot read. So that is the state in which we are. We cannot reverse the foreign scholars because foreign scholars, they train themselves. If they come to Tamil Nadu, they will read Tamil. If they come to Andhra Pradesh, they will understand Telugu. They read Telugu, they understand Telugu. If they go to Malayalam or Kerala, they understand Malayalam, regional language. And almost all the rest of India is the same. So their scholarship cannot be questioned. That's the most important thing. The methodological aspects cannot be questioned. What you have to counter is you have to counter theory by theory, skill by skill, knowledge by knowledge, not by, say, mere speeches what I'm making. Mere speeches. If you want to counter, you have to counter only with these skills. Then you substantiate your position. Then you say you can give a counter theory to their own theories. I'm sure the World History Congress will take a lead in this respect, and definitely we will provide a forum for this. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Really.
Thank you, sir.
Really done that.
Thank you, sir, for closing the several issues also in front of us, putting up. At the end of the Congress, rightly reminded us about how to acquire the skills. Yes, those writings are full of biases and all, but how to counter those things is very aptly said. And integration of ideas is one of the aspects which you also focused on it. And while re-looking into the entire history, while emphasizing the need of re-looking into entire history, you also talked about skills to be equipped by us, the Indian scholars, the local scholars. And just, I won't take much time in the closing remarks. One or two issues like history is passing through challenges. I just want to start with the Kiran's message where he talked about history is passing through challenges. Yes, so we are unable to, we are tied up with several kind of restrictions, and while using the language also we are very careful, and all these things are there, and somewhere we need to break these shackles. What I mean to say is that we're able to express our anguish, anger, or our own views fearlessly, which is the Constitution guarded us, safeguarded us with all those fundamental rights. So we need to execute them in the forums like this at least. And a kind of, I wish and look forward that this forums like this will give a way for expressing freely our ideas. And one more thing, history as a discipline is also facing the challenge. I don't know about Tamil Nadu where, history teaching is a must to issue a permission to the college, which I came to know about it. I wish that would have been here in Telangana and Andhra also, because a lot of junior colleges, they're not offering history as a subject. So even degree colleges also, very few degree colleges are offering history. This is one of the very, very disturbing factor. Professor Adapa sir also knows about it, and we have been trying from AP History Congress forums and Telangana History Congress forums to raise this issue and bring to the notice of the government. The history subject teachers are there, but the colleges and even the bodies, college education, state councils and all. First of all, at graduation level, history is or any other social subject is a last choice. The first being now the trend is commerce, BCom, and BSc computers, and that kind of okay, fine. We can't do away. We can't reverse this kind of trend, but at least we can make a request or a demand. I'll take back this request word. We can demand the government from these forums like this to put up a representation or a resolution, at least unanimously, to offer history at the school level. And school level it is there, but college, junior colleges and the degree colleges, it's been disappearing. As an option, it is not to be shown and not being offered by most of the colleges. this is a concern. We've been working on it, but still, same situation is continuing in Telangana. And it started way back, I think, 15 years back, sir, when the Telangana government was there. That time onwards, it's been continuing. So this is another concern. And once it is not offered at the graduation level and it won't continue to the post-graduation, and the universities, it's very rare, like, the faculty and all. So it's a kind of dying out subject. So we need to do something regarding this. And another issue, I just would like to request the organizers. This wonderful session, yeah, we have two big problems, like this is only a second annual session, but there are several suggestions which have emerged in this forum, like in this annual session. Kindly take forward, take into cognizance about the suggestions, and the third annual session will incorporate these ideas and suggestions and work for the better or the best conference ever, and make us a difference, other than this, every congress, takes place and papers presentation will be there, but in more vibrant nature, it should be more vibrant and interactive as suggested by our learned scholars. Thank you so much for giving us an opportunity, Ambedkar Open University, to host this prestigious World History Congress. And in any university and colleges, you have observed that, scholars will be there, like, students of, graduate level and postgraduate level. But in our university, we have a unique, learners are distant. They won't come to the campus often. But we have very, very, very dedicated and dynamic faculty, assistant professor, contractuals. A big round of applause to all of them. Any congress, any seminars, any workshops we conduct from the department, we are able to do it because of the support given, extended by them. And few scholars who are always, like, with us, postdoctoral scholars and doctoral scholars from social sciences faculty and faculty of education and other faculties. So I thank all of them for making day and night. And our engineering branch, our PRC branch and our PRO branch, and completely dedicated themselves to the EMRLC. So here with us and all the staff of VC and registrar offices and other offices. So formal vote of thanks are there. But from my side, our university staff, they are here since 3 days to make this happen. Thank you all, one and all. And so I'm not proposing formal vote of thanks, but from my behalf, as the registrar of this university, it's my duty to thank them. And before proposing formal vote of thanks, we have book release. A book, Mitra, volume 11, written by Professor Kadda Narasimhareddy garu and Professor Emani Shivanagi Reddy garu and Professor Krishna Naik garu, in a face script to Professor Chenna Reddy garu. Yeah. I request all the guests, Rajendran sir, to release the volume.
Come.
Madam, excuse me, a resolution can be sent to make history more vibrant by the Honorable General Secretary.
No, you will answer.
Second, sir.
Come here.
Sir, madam. Congratulations, sir. Thank you. Right.
I request Dr. Sandeep Dasri garu to conduct the felicitations. Before that, I request Yashwant to play the press clippings of yesterday's event. It will be circulated to you all, will be sent to your WhatsApp, but still we'll have a glance of it. It's been covered in the local newspapers, Telugu and English and Urdu also. We'll just have a glance.
You can have it in the end, madam. Let's finish it.
Yes. Yeah, fine. So live streaming was also done through YouTube while the sessions was in book. It was streamed in the YouTube channel also. Yeah, I request Dr. Sandeep to conduct the felicitations. Meanwhile, he is working on this.
Thank you so much. It's always tough to, say goodbye, but all great dreams should end sometime. Thank you so much for somebody's calling me dreamer. And after when I was studying segment 5, he said everybody dreams, but I decided to dream big and also colorful, not black and white. Then there's the great historians and all the senior professors who are always put their weight behind me to do this dream work, dream project. Especially I should just say Rajendra sir, and sometimes I'm so stupid, I call him at 6. Sometimes I call him 3:30, though he's busy working as a vice chancellor. But then I'll tell you, such humble, such a gentleman. He always gives me a message saying that I'll get back to you immediately. If not, the PA will call me and say, Sandeep sir will call you back to see him sometime. So I always buy time, for the great personality. As I say, sir rightly presented. One day he told me, Sandeep, you're going to be General Secretary for a Congress. But we now know that it is World History Congress. That's a different story. Anyway, thank you so much. Sandeep is not one. Sandeep is a bundle of 30 to 40 people and another 20 to 30 people outside, and morally supporting all over the places, friends. And I have to thank so many people, but there's some people who are with me and take my pressure. Sometimes I call at 4 o'clock Chandrasekhar, my brother, and Gunashekhar and Chalapati, and I don't allow them to sleep because I have problems if somebody is having same time of Onam, at the same time there is a floods in Khammam and there's a floods in Vijayawada. Because that makes me unhappy because my program should not be disturbed by natural calamities. But anyway, at the end of the day, you have to go swim against the forces. So now organizations also cannot move forward without donors. So I have few very small, way of they are always supporting. The donors are frequently giving. First also they have given some donations, and second year also. And one of the donors is telling, sir, for lifetime I'm going to give you donations till my life. That is something which is encouraged. Right. So now I call upon 3 donors I would wish them to come down here. Dr. E. Shivanag Reddy Garu, he is absent because of his other duty, but he has contributed 10,000 rupees for the arguments. And sir is the principal, T. Puducherry Garu, and he contributed, and he's the only one who promised that donations will come every year. Thank you so much, sir. And I request Kanareddy Garu to felicitate Puducherry Garu, our donor. And Laban Garu, please come here. There's a hot coffee and some snacks waiting for you. Please clap a little louder. Get more donations, please. And next, I call upon the lecturer P. Laban Garu from Andhra Pradesh. Okay. I request Professor and Rajendra sir to felicitate him. He's a second year donor. Every year he's giving us 10,000. So the World History Congress is open for your donations. You can feel free of donating more also, and young people also can do it. And after Channareddy Garu releases their books every year, now I have got an idea that book release should be 20,000 rupees, so that we'll get more money. So next year onwards, anybody want to in World History Congress, they have to pay 20,000 rupees, no concessions. Thank you so much. Now, I can't, because we don't have much of shawls and also, but there are few people who are with me, and all these 3 days, they're, not even sleeping. Generally, I don't sleep much because I sleep only 3 hours a day. So I don't allow them to sleep 8 hours, and they're also sleeping only 5 hours. Some of them, and I call upon stage, please do come, and I request Sudharani Madam and also Vadan Garu, and all of you, please felicitate our colleagues. My friend Dr. Chandrasekhar, also Vice President of our organization. Sudharani Madam Garu. Quick, no time. And next is Puducherry sir, Joint Secretary. And Dr. Abdul Taha Garu, Bank Secretary from Manu. And Dr. Chalpadra Garu, Treasurer. You can deny if you don't want it. Don't worry. Dr. Anuradha Madam. We call her not Anuradha, we call her Anuragam. Because she's such, personality, she always anchor her programs. She always comes first and goes last, and then she picks and thanks so much, ma. And also Dr. Priyalakshmi, a solid hard rock, like she will sit there for hours. She'll sit almost 8 hours continuously and bring a lot of money to the treasurer and also general secretary. Priyalakshmi. Dr. Priyalakshmi. And Dr. Leela, REC members. Chalpat Rao, a serious young man, the man who always stops, accept inflow of money and not outflow of money. That's why he became a treasurer. Who are going to Abdul Taha happened to be my classmate, though he looks very young. My classmate. Okay, he still jail as a day. So. But that's a secret. And you don't worry about all this.
He's a bridge between us and.
And now. Last but not the least. Madam Sivasweta was also, always stays with us for 3-4 days and see that and everything is going fine. And we really thank her for sacrificing so many family commitments, and every year she makes it a point to come and make it possible. And also now there are so many young people who are not able to make it. And I cannot name all their names now here because it is a big list. So if anybody has skipped, the majority of them, a lot of friends are there. And I should also, thank our Adi Dampatulu, that IAS officers and Bhimwari Madam's family. They're always constantly calling and asking that where is the date, how we are going to do, and they make it a point to come. And I feel it's an honor because the old people have to come all the way and taking trains, sometimes taking buses, and madam and sir, thank you so much for your love and affection. And I think with your kind of ashirvadams and blessings, we are running it smoothly. And I have to say that not only our people, but also from this institute, all the departments work so hard and make it so beautiful. And also we have to thank that florist who come all that night and make it so beautiful. And my brother-in-law, whose name is Vinod, was a very experienced event manager. Sometimes, we are all worrying here, sitting, thinking that what will happen. He just took one night and make it all beautiful and colorful and tasty food. They have taken even food and decoration and also all this. Then my brother-in-law, I'm thankful he's there waiting and he's calling me. It's almost 5 and why are you not allowing people? Yeah, so we are about to go and he's waiting for us. And about institution, EMRRC, engineering branch, and PRO branch, especially brother Venugopal Reddy Garu, and administrative branch, academic branch, and faculty, scholars, especially Prasad, Subbarao Garu, Yashwant and team, and Shravan Reddy in the guest house, Ramana and Ramul Garu, and all these people who everybody worked, everybody supported us, and there is not a single time that we felt we are not taken care, and they have taken care of so much. And again, I'm telling you, I have to thank my wife, because without her support, I would have visited Hyderabad almost 6 months and so many times. And every time she says, I have a boy who is studying 10th class now, and he is not able to come, my wife, because of this half-yearly examinations. Maybe my generation, 10th class is just an examination, but now it is like an IAS examination, so it is so serious, so they stayed back. But she's keep asking me every link that I can get. I just now only sent her. Maybe she's watching me. And Sunita, her name is. And Sunita, thank you so much for allowing me and good and changing the needs and making it possible. And once again, one and all, and thank you so much for your love. And only hope that I can do better without support. And do give more donations. Thank you so much.
See, the applause and appreciation are more than the donations which you have received. For this, you need full station comfort. All AC members, please join in the felicitation of Sunday.
Not visible.
అందరు కూర్చుంటే అందరు తీస్తారు.
కూర్చో, be seated.
Okay, ready?
I think I should make one last about the revision.
I observed some always silent since I think 1987. I always find him always keep others active and also always